Hi there, and welcome to my channel, or should I say welcome back to my channel. I want to say thank you to all the new subscribers. It seems that my video about loneliness, or the loneliness epidemic, was something that people wanted to hear and found helpful. So yeah, I'll try to address a topic linked to that in this video, because in the comment section I saw quite a lot of people talking about being lonely in a relationship. That seems to be the situation for many people, sadly. After having worked as a therapist for a few years, I saw some patterns. And I learned some, you could call them truths or bitter truths, hard, harsh truths. And one of those is that nobody likes to be alone. And I'll explain what I mean by that in a few seconds. And another one is that people very often, they grow apart when they're in a relationship, and they're fooling themselves many times for years, denying that. Some people grow apart in a matter of months. For some people it takes years. And of course not all couples end up like that, but very often you will have a couple who live separate lives, and it's a horrible thing to see. And in a situation like that, you basically have three options, and one of those is not a good option at all. And it is sadly the option that most people seem to go for. They just continue doing that. And they grow further and further apart. And they live their lives in loneliness. Now, the other two options that you have, if you are in a relationship and you have grown apart, is obviously you break up and you move on. You go on with your life. Maybe you'll find someone else that you will be happy with. Or you work with the other person to make things better. The other thing I saw was that nobody likes to be alone. Well, and I would say, don't get me wrong here. Being alone is a wonderful thing. I spend most of my time alone. I enjoy my own company, and many people do. What I'm talking about here is going through life alone. And I don't think I have ever met anyone who wants that. Now, I worked as a hypnotherapist, and what happens when you put people under hypnosis, which is not like in the movies, by the way, it's a very natural thing, and yeah, I won't get further into that in this video, but people become very, very honest with themselves. Very honest. So I can tell you that what I'm telling you here is, yeah, I'm tempted to say the truth. This is what I have heard people telling me when they are in the most honest state that they can be in. And what people have been telling me is that they do not want to be alone. And hopefully what that really means is that it's okay to be alone as long as you have the option to be with someone. And most people, they really want someone to love, and they want to be loved by someone. And don't get me wrong here, I am talking about having a healthy relationship with someone. That is what people want, and I don't think it's good for anyone when you have, you know, like someone who is very clingy, dependent on the other person. There's a lot of trauma that people seem to have, you know, from past experiences, and they take all that baggage with them. You know, yeah, I guess everyone comes with baggage, but you know, don't expect the other person to carry that baggage, if you know what I mean. So the other thing is that if you struggle with loneliness in a relationship, actually that could be said or worded in a different way. You really are struggling with not being seen. And not being seen when you are with other people is a horrible thing. What seems to happen when people are in a relationship but they're not being seen, the other person doesn't see them, what seems to happen is depression. And as I said, it's a horrible situation. Let's say, you know, you spend your days working, and then you come home and the other person immediately starts watching TV, and it's the same the next day and the day after, and that's your life. You're practically then on your own, alone and lonesome. It is a horrible situation, because it would be better if you were physically alone, actually, if you are in a relationship like that. And I think that is what happens with many people, and I suspect that that's what people are very often talking about when they're saying that they are alone in a relationship. If you are in a relationship and you're lonely, please do something. Don't just keep going. You need to change that situation. You need to either get out of that relationship, or, well, and I will say that's the best option for most people. But you know, don't take my word for it. You will know the answer yourself. Maybe you have to work with the other person, you know, but maybe the other person doesn't want that. I don't know. You need to figure these things out for yourself. You were meant to be happy in this life, and don't waste your days. Please, don't do that. And if you see a chance of being happy, grab that happiness and hold on to it, okay? And never let go.